Madness Marathon that we've been running, and great to see you all who are joining us either live or on the replay, hashtag live or replay below, so that we know who's watching, who's out there, who's kind of stalking around inside of this live stream. Now, hopefully you're having a great time and you're enjoying the workbook and also, doing all of the scavenger hunt things. What I want to share with you in the next session is really the momentum part of what we've done to truly create a scalable business for ourselves and for our clients, which so many people aren't doing. So I want you to be totally honest now. Come back. You've hit the play button. Now I want you to get your little tippy tap fingers out. And I want you to tell me, are you a shiny ball chaser? Are you somebody who kind of jumps from one thing to another? You get a little bit distracted. Yeah? Or you've got lots of different ideas and strategies and things that you're doing, and you find it really hard to stay focused. Well, what I want to do in this session is I really want to share with you how to get real momentum when it comes to, doing business and all of the things. So let me just close a few things down over here because I thought I would jump on in and share with you like a little presentation, like a quick presentation I did the other day for some people. And I thought this might be really valuable and handy for you to actually see what happens when you use these 3 magical rules to true momentum. So let's head on over here. Hi. All right. So the 3 magical steps to momentum is the following. You want to build your lead attraction machine. Now, the thing that I think about lead attraction is, and as you know, live is the way to go. That is what we teach, because when you go live, people can get to know you and see whether or not you're for them, you're their person, right? So we spoke in the last lesson about building too many bridges, right? So if you start focusing on just building one bridge, what you then get to do is, instead of constantly being in building mode, trying to get ahead and just not getting that momentum, once you finally build a bridge, what you'll end up having is you will move into measuring. So once you start to measure it, then we can make informed decisions based on data. And then we can start to optimize out your funnel. So this is really why you want to move out of building mode so you can start to measure and optimize. And when we get back to build mode, we don't have to rebuild. We move to redo, right? So we redo the same thing over and over and over again. And as I say, pick one thing and dial it in. And that's where we build, measure, and optimize, and then redo. Build, measure, optimize, and then redo. So let me show you, because I love sexy numbers. What I'm going to share with you now is, what do we do with these? So instead of being that person who, this is named after a Greek prisoner, the snowball effect, where there was this Greek prisoner whose name was Sisyphus, right? I didn't say it the wrong way, which can be a bit of an infection. But you're trying to push this heavy rock up a high, like a hill, and it just keeps on rolling back down on you, right? And you just never seem to get anywhere. And if you want to create a true snowball effect, what you need to do is you need to create a really strong foundation. So you're going to build it first, but then what happens over time, and in marketing terms, is a marketing campaign will build over time, and it will gain momentum, and it will start to create that snowball effect where it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. You've got to build that strong foundation to start with. So what is the thing that you're going to use to attract your leads? And as you know, I love live events to do that. And then we want to build momentum. But let's run into some sexy math now. This is why you only need one lead magnet or live event to truly gain momentum. So you map out how you want to run a live event, and then let's just say you get 5 people a day give you their email address that say, hey, yeah, I'm interested in the thing that you do. Right now, I never used to go to bed unless I had got 10 email addresses a day. Now, this is back when I had no money, so I was just talking to people and using organic methods. So I'm being very conservative with these numbers. But let's just say if you get 5 emails a day, those 5 emails, they turn into 35 emails a week. And then those 35 emails a week, they turn into 140 emails a month. So you can see, when I'm talking emails to you, what I'm telling you is they're humans. They're real live human beings who want to learn from you. Otherwise, they wouldn't have given you their email address, right? So I want to do some sexy math with you right now. And now I'm going to get even more conservative, and let's not say that we're getting 140 leads a month. Let's just pretend we're getting 50. Okay, so I love to be really super conservative so that you can see how easy it is to create real momentum. So you create a live event for a day or 2 or 3, okay, and then we just keep running that same live event over and over again. All right, so in the first time you run this live event, what you then get is 2 sales on average, and let's pretend that your offer is $1,000, okay, which means that you've made $2,000 from that first live event. Now, look, $2,000, I mean, it's nothing to write home about, really. It's nothing to go and quit a full-time job or, make your side hustle a full-time thing, but it's a good start, right? Then what we do is we look at the numbers and we do it again. So we run the same event, exactly the same thing again. We start with the 50 leads that we originally had, but this time we get 50 more, which brings us to 100 new leads. Now, these are humans, 100 people that have given you their email address that say, hey, I really like the thing that you do, and I really need your help. So these 100 people are now attending your live event. Now, a few of the people from the previous 50, they weren't quite sure yet if you were the right fit for them. But on industry standards is, from 100 people, you'll make about 4 sales. So that's a $4,000 event. So you've now made $4,000. Okay. Now what you've done now is you've gotten smarter. Okay. You have figured out how to attract more than 50 people into your event. And remember, 5 leads a day gave us 140 in a month. That's not a lot. Again, I'm being super, super conservative here. Now, but this time around, you get a little smarter and you bring in 100 new people. So now we have a full 200 people in this event. And from those 200 people, on average, you'll get about 8 sales. And now the third time you run the event, you have had an $8,000 live event, right? So now you can run this as a webinar, a workshop, a challenge, a boot camp, a 3-day event, whatever you want to do. But it's just doing the same thing over and over again. Now think about the people that didn't buy in the first couple of it goes, or maybe they didn't have the time to watch it. They're all starting to warm up to you a little bit now. And I always say the work we do to grow our list today always affects our bank account in around 3 to 6 months' time, because people need to get to know, like, and trust us, right? We're not a sparkly pair of shoes where we see the shoes and we're like, oh my God, the shoes are amazing, but I want to make friends with them first. No, but as coaches, consultants, and course creators, people need to get to know, like, and trust you. Now, let's say you are moving into your 4th event now. Okay, so again, you've started with the 200 people that you've collected over the 3 last live events, and they're all still getting to know you. And now we only just bring in another 100. Okay, so that brings us to 300 people now in this live event. Now, industry standards tell us that you'll get about 12 sales. It doesn't seem like a lot from all of those people, but if you have got a $1,000 offer, that means that you have created $12,000, and guess what? you have now hit your first 5-figure month. And it's only taking you 4 attempts. Now, again, all these numbers I've given you are super conservative, really low. But just to see how far you could do. Now, most of our clients get there way faster than 4 live events. But we build one live event and then we just keep measuring and optimizing and redoing. Measure, optimize, redo. And we relaunch and, rerun that event every other month or so. So it's not as though it's really going to burn you out or take up a lot of time, because at the end of those, you want to look after those new people that have come in, right? So it's a few days every other month that you go live to really kind of build your list and give a lot of love. So I want to ask you a question now. If you were to start with 0 on your list and $0, would you be willing to focus on one thing? Just one strategy, right? Pick that one thing and dial it in. Because can you see how this simple strategy will truly bring you 6-figure months? I mean, we got to 5-figure month in only 4 attempts at the same thing. And most of our clients do it much, much quicker. But again, super conservative. I want to show you how easy this method is that we help people with. You've probably already got the content, right? You just need to give it some strategy and put some things behind it. But you've already probably got a couple of lessons up your sleeve that you can be teaching to people. So answer me honestly now, what's holding you back from choosing one thing and dialing it in? Is it all those shiny balls? Is it the offer of, like, you see these ads that go, this brilliant thing's going to take it all there. I'm not saying it's going to happen in the first launch or the second, but most people get there by, the 3rd attempt. And you've got to put in that effort to truly get those results. It's not hard. It just means, rather than going off and trying another method or trying another system or going across to another social media platform, just stick to one thing and dial it in. And that's how we have seen, and all my mentors, all my coaches, all the people we work with, and also the people that, I'm in groups with that are doing 6 and 7 figures, they've all got one thing and they've dialed it in. And now, as well as that, they're hiring teams and being able to hire themselves out of things that they don't want to do. So I want to ask yourself, right? Are you ready to do that? Like today we've talked a lot about, building that one bridge and context shifting. Are you sick of wasting time and not getting any traction? Well, choose to start to focus on one thing. And, if you do that one thing for 12 months, just imagine where you would be in 12 months' time. Holiday, laptop lifestyle. I know, I've been super lucky that my husband has a job on a TV show. And he does a lot of filming on a TV show. And he's a co-host as well. And that show has allowed us to travel lots and lots of places. Well, not as much since COVID, but my daughter has grown up. She's now 17, and she's grown up traveling around Australia and lots of places around the world. And because we have this dialed in system, it's making money for us while we're traveling. You see, the TV show my husband works on is all about 4-wheel drives. So it takes us to some pretty offbeat tracks. Sometimes we've got no internet. And knowing that we have this dialed in replicatable system that, even when I'm not here and I'm not running live events, people are watching replays. People are still learning about us and still buying our products, even when we're not running live events. You get a bigger influx of people during a live event, but your live content is still out there making money for you even when you're sleeping, right? Like my phone makes this little funny noise when payments come in and it's like, oh, wow, I got a new customer, right? And like my husband will roll over and he'll hear my phone go off and he's like, oh, what did you get? Right. And so live events, when people think of live events, they think to themselves, oh, it's really time consuming. But it's not. We just run them every other month. And we give it a good bit of effort during that time. But then the content that we've put out there is still out there. I mean, it's the internet, right? And those people who have not yet decided to follow or watch are catching up. And still asking to work with us in between those live events as well. So whether you call them a challenge, a boot camp, a masterclass, a webinar, whatever you call them, at the end of the day, it's you showing up live and teaching them something. And then if they think that you're a good fit, they like your teaching style, they're going to go, hey, how do I work with you? Right? So, yeah, that's what we have done for years. I started running live events way back in 2015. And it was literally just teaching people how to hit the go live button, to have the courage to go live, because it was something that I had overcome. I was always the person behind the camera, really scared of going live. I remember my first live, there was sweat rolling down my back. And I just, I was so terrified of going live. It took me a good week, even though I kept propping the camera up to go in, and I pace around and walk up and go to hit the camera and I'd walk away, go do something else. But now, live events have truly being able to, create this amazing Sparkle world and the amazing team I get to work with every day. And, they got my back, even if I'm trying to get in a little nap in between each of these. This is not something we do very often. This whole live event thing, it was something we did a few years ago, and I thought, let's kind of give this program the open cart, because we are open. Our cart is open for the Freedom Funnel Academy at the moment, and it does close tomorrow. But this is kind of like a last little party for me and my team as, we shut down the Freedom Funnel Academy and we start with all of our new students. But we thought we might do a little hurrah party, teach along the way. This has been super helpful. I know a lot of our new founding students that are jumping into the Freedom Funnel Academy are like, oh yeah, cool, this is really good. I'm learning loads and loads. So, live is the way to go, guys. I mean, I bet some of you feel like we're like best friends now, right? Because we're hanging out together all the time. And it takes, courage to hit that button eventually. And it took me a long time to get over it. But now I just feel like I'm talking to a mate. I'm having a cup of coffee. Well, I don't have coffee at the moment, but I think towards this evening I might pour a glass of wine, right? We can have wine, have dinner together maybe, a candlelit dinner. What do you reckon, guys? All right, I better stop now. I said under 15 minutes, but this one's been 18, but it's all good. Never let anyone dull your sparkle, and I'll see you on the next live. Don't forget to comment and let us know your one key takeaway, what you're going to do differently, and also, what are you liking best about this whole Sparkle March Madness marathon that we're doing? See you in the next live at the top of the next hour. Bye.